And welcome to another episode of Music Makers, where we celebrate musicians right here in Northern Michigan. Today we have a very special guest joining us in the Force studio, Miss Allie Jade. Thank you so very much for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So let's kick things off. Tell us a little bit about your music style and a little bit about your process.
Well, my process is a little bit all over the place. I don't really have a specific way that I do it. I just like to stay genuine and get my feelings out as quickly as I can.
So what's that first step? Some people use self-recorded videos, some people write. How do you get that jumbling of almost intangible ideas onto paper and ready to start turning into music?
It's a process that usually I'll have a lyric come to my brain and I'll have to write it down as quickly as I can.
Okay.
And then there's times where it's melodies that'll come to my brain and I have to pick up my guitar and I'll grab the voice memo on my phone and get the melody down really quickly before I forget it. That has been a lifesaver the past 12 years or so, I must say, ever since I've owned an iPhone. But that's the biggest way that I do it. I have to get it down, documented as quickly as I can, because life moves very fast.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, do you find yourself emulating any artists that you look up to, whether that be musically or kind of outside of performance, like someone you respect, someone you would try to follow their career path?
I think my biggest inspiration is John Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls. Like I wanted to just be him growing up. It wasn't about that I thought he was cute or anything like that. I mean, he is cute, but it's more about just his musical style, and he's so genuine and he's just cool. And so he was kind of somebody that I mimicked a lot growing up. He's the only person that really comes to mind, though, that I can say I really am inspired by him. But other than that, I like to try and stay true to myself. I don't want to be like anyone else. I want to just be me. And
you don't want to be the next version of someone that exists.
It's crazy because when people tell me I sound like someone else, it is so flattering, but it's like, no, I'm trying to sound like myself.
A lot of times, because I am so guilty of that, telling my musician friends, oh, you sound like this. It's not so much that I'm saying you sound just like the Goo Goo Dolls.
Right.
It's more like the closest thing I can categorize your music as would be the Goo Goo Dolls. So like if I went to someone else now, it's like, so tell me a little bit about Allie Jade's music. Goo Goo Dolls.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's that finding that genre that feels like home. Like, so you seem to play in all the sandboxes of all different genres of music, but is there one that you find yourself coming back to from time to time? Something like it's your mashed potato genre?
I think it would probably just have to be the combination of rock and pop.
Gotcha.
Mixed together. I have a lot of people tell me that my music reminds them of the 90s. And it's not something that I try to do. I think it's just being born in the 90s, growing up 5 whole years in the 90s. Like that's what I heard on the radio.
As someone who lived all the way through the 90s, the 90s music was fantastic.
It was.
So that is an absolute
so
compliment.
Yes.
Absolute compliment.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite decades of music other than 70s.
So how has this last year been? Because it seems like you've been on top of it, getting the work done, because I feel like a lot of people who aren't musicians don't seem to realize that. They see someone up on stage making it look effortless and think, oh, this is easy. Give me a guitar, I could go up there and do that. No, what you're not seeing is the countless hours behind the scenes to perfect this art form. That's what this last year has been for you. It's been a lot of foundation building. So what's that process been like?
It's been a lot of growing pains. It is very true that people only see one side of the process. There is so much work that goes into it that people don't see, especially for solo artists like me that are doing it all by ourselves. Like I'm writing the music, playing the guitars, playing the bass guitar, keyboards, like everything that you hear in my songs I'm doing by myself.
And then she edits it too.
And then I edit it. And then I come to work and I edit the news full time. It's just like,
it's a lot.
Live to edit.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest misconception is just seeing people out having a good time playing their instruments, you know that they work hard, but you don't see all of the work.
And if
you just see the results mostly.
Exactly. And if you don't see it, sometimes it's hard to grasp how much work there actually
Truly,
is.
and how much sleep you lose, or you choose to lose it because it's so important to you.
Exactly.
That's just what passion is sometimes.
It is, and especially when it comes to artistic endeavors. So the last year has been a lot of foundation building, all leading up to a lot of things happening this year for Allie Jade. So what's happening in 2025?
Well, I am hoping to release my album Town Dwellers by this fall. I was shooting for summer, but I don't like deadlines. That's one thing as an artist I do not like to do to myself, because art is such a process and you should not rush yourself through it.
And if you're doing everything yourself, you have to give yourself some grace.
Yes, and working full time, it's like rest is so important.
It's so important.
I've learned that the hard way. I've made myself physically ill not giving myself enough rest. So it's just as important to give yourself rest as it is to accomplish your goals. Like they're one,
Absolutely.
they go together. You have to do it. I am working on Town Dwellers. That's the title of the album. I have one song done so far. It's out everywhere, available to listen to, called Someone Unlike You. And the second song on the album that I'm working on right now is called Sleepless Away from Seattle.
You see, I want to wake up from the bad dream, but I'm not asleep anymore.
Which is like a play on words for the movie Sleepless in Seattle from the 90s. But that's what I'm working on right now, and it's a pretty hefty track list, so it's gonna take me a lot of work, but I'm really excited because the songs I released 5 years ago for the very first time, they were just experimental, I think. Like, this is gonna really show my growth the past 5 years, and I'm excited for that because I don't think anybody's truly seen all that I have to offer
all the
just
changes.
yet.
Like
So,
if you learned who Allie Jade was 5 years ago, you don't know who Allie Jade is.
No.
Like, and this is a great opportunity to catch up with you. So where could someone go to get more information on your work?
I'm on all streaming platforms under Allie Jade, and I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Allie Jade Music. I have a website, bio.site/AllieJadeMusic.
And we'll make sure all the information you need, it's all going to be available on 9and10news.com after the show. Now enjoy this performance from Allie Jade.
Baby, my heart's fast.